If you want to hear my answers to the makeup collection tag, then stick around. Hi there, it's Hélène with another video. Thank you so much for joining me. Today's a bit of a different video. I am doing a tag video today, and this tag was created by Georgia Harris. I will put her picture and channel right here. Georgia Harris is a very interesting YouTuber. She has different projects and ideas on how to curate her collection that I really appreciate because she is very different and unique here on YouTube. And one of the best examples of her uniqueness is her mirror project that I actually contributed a few mirrors to, and I will link that project right here. I think you would get a kick out of seeing what it is that she did with all of the mirrors that she herself collected, and also collected from other YouTube watchers and YouTubers who sent her palette mirrors. So just such an interesting person, and so it's a privilege to do this tag that she created. So let's get into it. There are 14 questions, and I am just going to take them one after another. Having watched her answers to her makeup collection tag, I did prepare a couple of things because I knew they would be required, but other than that, I have not really given thought to the questions or devised answers and that kind of thing. And I feel like when I do tags that way, I feel more genuine. It's what comes to mind, and I actually think that just by not overthinking it, I learn some things about myself too, just as much as I'm sharing with you. So let's see how these 14 questions go. Number 1. How long have you been collecting makeup? I'm pretty much a newbie. Apart from having had one grotesquely weird and large set of eyeshadows, lipsticks, and contour type palette from Quo years ago. It was over 10 years ago that I got that palette. I didn't really have makeup all that much. I had mascara, I had a few lipsticks, but I really didn't have anything because I had a lot of trouble with my skin. And that, well, actually I just did a video on that, so I'll just put that video here. Changing my ability to take care of beauty related things from the inside out, basically. And so that prevented me from really caring about having all that much makeup because very often I couldn't wear it. And it was an event in the fall of 2016 that made me realize that I could wear makeup again, because I had to get my makeup done and hair done and photo shoot and everything for a speaking engagement. And anyway, I won't repeat myself because I've got a couple videos on that. Please take a look at them if you are interested. Otherwise, I think it would just be a yawner for me to expand here. I'll just say that having realized in September of 2016 that I could wear makeup, I was in Sephora by November getting a foundation, a Makeup Forever foundation, and that was it. I started really playing. I have always wanted to wear makeup since I was maybe 12, or even younger, 11, and my skin never let me, and now I get to play, and I guess you could say that I'm overcompensating, because, yeah. Moving on to number 2. What kind of collection do you have? Minimal, utilitarian, aesthetic, historical, etc. I would say that my collection is focused on sparking creativity, imagination, possibilities. And what I mean by that is I am focused on packaging that makes me feel creative, I'm also focusing on colors, textures, tools that let me create just about any look. And I really do sometimes feel like I'm making up for lost time because I enjoy very colorful makeup looks. I enjoy a ton of different colorful eyeliners, lipsticks, highlighters, you name it. I want to try it all, and I think rules be damned, I will wear on my eyes, lips, cheeks, wherever on my face and body, makeup that I feel like wearing. That's it. So I am very much inspired by new textures, colors, types of products, application methods, and whatnot. So yes, I bring in weird and wild stuff, and I really, really enjoy it. Number 3 is, are you a completionist? And to that, I can say a definite no. Was the allure of being a completionist appealing at some point? Sure. One example was I got 2 vaults. I got the Naked vault that included the Naked Original, Naked 2, Naked 3, and Naked Heat. And then I also got the vault with the Tartlet, Tartlet in Bloom, and Tartlet Toasted. And getting those 2 series made me want to get every other Tarte palette, made me want to get every other Urban Decay palette, but I have actually resisted. I don't feel the need to get every Urban Decay palette, nor do I feel the need to get every Naked palette. And I've also resisted getting every Tarte palette. So and Anastasia, I have one. I have one Anastasia palette, which is the Subculture. I love it to death. And I have just resisted getting other ones because that one just, it's fine for me. I have some of the Anastasia blushes, but again, I don't feel like I need to get everything from Anastasia either. So long story short, I'm not a completionist, but I can see the appeal. I can see the appeal. Oh, and I also have the Sweet Peach and the Chocolate Bar, but I don't have the other chocolate bar palettes, although I have to say the Chocolate Gold is of interest to me because I hear such good things about it. But I do have the Urban Decay Heavy Metals, so I think that having 2 of that kind of palette would be a little bit much, and I really do enjoy my my Heavy Metals palette, so I think I'm good. How do I store and organize my makeup? Well, most of my makeup collection you can actually see. So I'm just going to move over to the side here so you can get a really good look. Up here I have all of my eyeshadow palettes. I have a couple of exceptions. Down here I have a couple of Morphes, and then down on the right hand side here I have all my face palettes, and you also have all the lipsticks that I have and lip palettes. Down here I have a few select items. I have most of my Urban Decay singles and liners, and up above where you can't see I have all of my lip liners, eyeliners, and extra magnetic palettes. That 2 Makeup Forever magnetic palettes up here, and then the rest of my magnetic palettes are here. So everything you see, and then I've got a few special items, like I really love my Urban Decay liquid lipsticks, and I also love my Smashbox Always On liquid lipsticks. So the Vice lipsticks in the Smashbox, they're front and center because I really enjoy that line. Other glass jars, you'll see miscellaneous things, but everything that I have that is in active use is right here behind me. So to me, it's if they don't fit on those shelves for things that are in active use, except for my everyday makeup drawer, which is behind the camera, then I have too much. I do, however, have a train case of samples, deluxe samples, I should say, and backups, and those are for eyeliners, mascaras, face products, and also some skincare as well is in here. And I have a shoebox of samples, which you can see in my Slay My Samples series. And that's all those samples that you get when you place orders with various beauty retailers, basically. So my makeup collection is very visible. I have at a bird's eye view everything that I own, and heaven forbid I ever start using a stack of drawers. I think that, well, the fact that I'm on a no-buy this year is an indication to you that I feel like I've got more than enough and I want to use and enjoy what I have. And just to kind of slow my roll a little bit, because I went a little bit ham on, not a little, a lot ham on purchasing makeup in 2017 and 18, and I just need to check myself a little bit and use what I have and really enjoy what I have. And so far, I think I've been doing a good job. Number 5 is a really tough question. What is your favorite thing about your collection? I'm going to say I love how colorful it is and how varied it is. I don't have a ton of neutral palettes and I don't have a ton of rainbow palettes. I have a lot of variety in the palettes that I have, and I don't have too many. Urban Decay's getting there, but I don't have too many from a given brand, I feel. I'm now branching out into more indie. That is making me very, very happy. I've just done a feature on an indie brand. The latest one was Cleona, and it is such an experience to use such different shadows from what is just kind of run-of-the-mill in the mainstream makeup brands. So it's been a lot of fun. Number 6 is, what is your least favorite thing about, or something to improve in your collection? I feel like I have too much, and I'm going to say that I have too much, even though it fits here, and I mean, I'm minimal compared to a lot of folks I've seen on YouTube, but I just know that when I count all of my singles, quads, palettes, I have what I would consider to be over 100 units. And I don't mean single eyeshadow units, I'm talking about palette type storage. I have over 100, and I can do the math. And 100, there are 365 days in the year. At most I can wear each palette or container of single shadows 3 to 4 times a year. I mean, it's really hard to really appreciate everything you have when you can use them so little. And when it came to lip glosses, bullet lipsticks, liquid lipsticks, and balms, every category of lipsticks, I have over 200. Now I do wear up to 4, I'll say 4, yeah, lip products per day, and I do go from a balm to a gloss to a liquid lip and a bullet throughout the day, just depending on what it is that I'm doing, because to me lipstick is the easiest way to completely transform a look. But over 200 is still too much. There's no way that I can enjoy and appreciate everything in my collection, and that's actually why, found it, that is actually why I am wearing this one today. I am trying to get rid of as many lipsticks in my collection, and I'm focusing on minis just to reduce the number so that the sheer amount of choice is not as overwhelming as it is right now. And not buying more is really helping me do that. So deluxe samples, smaller ones, ones that I really, really enjoy and that I know I get through very quickly. I'm just going through them, enjoying them along the way, but I'm focusing on fewer to just reduce the collection. And I know the whole collection is getting older at the same rate, but to reduce the number, I think, is going to end up making me enjoy what I have more. And I just realized that I have too much. I have gone beyond what is reasonable for me, and I'm trying to pare it back and get it back to something that I feel I have enough choice, but that my choice is also a little bit constrained because it's going to make me happier than what feels like an unwieldy number right now. Well, apparently it's almost like I knew where this was going, because number 7 is, what is the biggest category of your collection? And I will say even though individual numbers, I have over 200 lipsticks, or lip products, I should say, I have over 100 palettes. That's including face, eye, and everything from quad to larger palettes. And that's just a lot. And so I'm panning some stuff this year as far as eyeshadows, and have done a little bit of decluttering, just knowing in my evolution now what it is that I really appreciate and what I don't appreciate as much, that can go to someone who can give a palette more love, so to speak. I know that I don't want this many. So eyeshadow palettes would be, I think, my number one when it comes to excess. And what is my smallest category in my collection? I have quite a bit of everything, I think. I'm going to consider hair products part of makeup and getting ready and whatnot, and I would say that hair products is my smallest number of items in what I use to get ready in the morning. So I'm going to say hair products. Maybe you consider it a cop-out. But another category would be definitely base makeup. So foundations, and I can't say primers, I have a lot of those, but I guess I have less in foundations maybe than other categories. But definitely the smallest category when it comes to beauty and not skincare would be hair products. Number 9 is a big one for me, and that is, do you have a holy grail in your collection? And the answer is yes, and part of it is just the way it came to be. Let me show you. This is the holy grail in my collection. It is the Urban Decay 20th anniversary, and it includes 20 singles and 20 liners. And I was just remarking to my husband this morning that this product, this collection for the Urban Decay 20 year, I am in this box every single day, which is why I kept all 40 items in this box, and that I have it right back here on the shelf, because I open it and use it every day. I was going to say practically every day. The only times I don't use this box is on days where I don't wear makeup, which is very rare actually at this point. So the 20 singles and 20 liners glide on, the 24/7 glide ons from Urban Decay, I'm in there all the time. And it's super special because I pondered that purchase for 6 months before I pulled the trigger, and because it was a lot of money. It was on clearance, but it was still a lot of money, and I needed to know for sure that I was going to use the heck out of it. And so far, so good. If my angle is a little bit different, sorry about that. My camera battery was dying and I had to change it if I wanted to keep talking with you. Okay, next question. Number 10, do you ever wish your collection was bigger, smaller, or is it complete? Well, I did answer that a little bit earlier. I wish for it to be smaller, but I'm not in a panic. I am just trying to organically get it down to a size that I would prefer. And I'm making good headway. There are always products going into my empties every month because I'm using up what I have as opposed to purchasing more stuff coming into my collection, and that's feeling really good. I am definitely using up products that I love, but I have a lot of products that I love. So it's not as though I have a lack of it. It's almost like when I finish a product that I really enjoy, I find another product that I really enjoy and I'm using. So I don't feel like once I use something up that I love that there isn't a replacement. And I also do shop my stash on a regular basis and do a rotation. Like, for example, face products, I just did a switch out of the CoverGirl Advanced Radiance 105 and a Revlon BB cream, and I've swapped those out for the Fit Me loose setting powder and the Hourglass Veil. So, I mean, I move things around, and yeah, I feel like I'm making good use of my collection and shrinking it all at the same time. Number 11 is how often I declutter my makeup collection, and the answer is not much. I've done 2 mini declutters so far, and they have just been felt like it was time to get a handful of palettes out of my collection, or some products that just didn't work for me. I didn't like them, and move them out. But it is a very rare occurrence, and I definitely do not get rid of to bring more in. So yeah, decluttering is at a minimum for me. But then again, I've only had makeup for under 3 years here, so I think I need to have my stuff for longer, I guess, to really get into the whole decluttering mode more. I don't know what else to say on that one. Number 12, I'm sure, is going to be tough for some people, and it is, do you ever get envious seeing other people's makeup collections? Really early on, so maybe toward the end of 2016, early 17, I would say that the answer was probably yes. It was yes. It was yes. But more of a, oh, I'd like to try that. I'd like to try that. Like to try that. I don't have a product in category X yet, and those look really interesting. And trying to do 2 things at once. One of them was learn what I like, and also how do you learn what you like if you haven't tried a product in a given category. So I felt like I was playing catch up, and now I feel like I've got the cat by the tail and I don't know what to do. Is it the cat or the lion? I'm French Canadian. I butcher English expressions all the time. So I don't know what the expression is, but you know what I mean. I've caught the beast, and now I don't necessarily know what to do with it. So I don't feel envious anymore. I feel very kind of introspective on my collection, and I feel like I've got tons. I wouldn't say I'm overwhelmed, but I would say I have more than I know that I want to have a collection in line with what my wants are. So yeah, not envious, because when I watch huge collections, I feel overwhelmed for the YouTuber. And it doesn't bring me joy. If anything, I'm anxious for the other person. It doesn't make me envious. Again, I feel bad for that person who has the responsibility of dealing with so many products. It's just not my jam. Number 13 is, who on YouTube has the best makeup collection video? There are a few people who come to mind. One, though I don't really watch her videos anymore, is XOXO, because of the fantastic organization. I am in awe of how she has set up her makeup room. She's definitely one of those YouTubers where I felt overwhelmed with what she had, and it actually made it a little bit tougher for me to watch, even though I think she's very, very talented. Another person who I'm always curious to see her makeup collection is Jessica Braun, because she is vicious in her declutters. I would even say she's a little bit too much, too vicious for my taste. So I like to see what she keeps. So that's one reason that I really enjoy watching her makeup collections. And one person who is no longer on YouTube, who I miss very, very much, is Liv Loves Her Makeup. And I still have a picture, I think, of Liv. If I do, I will put it here. I really enjoyed her makeup collection tour. She put a lot of thought. Hopefully she still has her collection. She puts a lot of thought into her collection. She has a lot of lip products. But when it comes to palettes, things that are very, very, very easy to collect, she will cull on a regular basis and realizes that it can get overwhelming pretty soon. But I really like the way she has her makeup collection set up, and she seems to navigate it well, which I think is a big deal. And one that's already been mentioned by a number of people doing this tag, and I completely concur, is Kimberly Clark. She has a very good makeup collection video because she's pragmatic and she explains why she does what she does and why she stores her makeup the way she does. And it's you can tell this is a no nonsense, I need to put my stuff on, I need to be creative, but I need to be pragmatic, and I need to be efficient at it, and here is how I store my stuff. And I really enjoyed her video for that reason. So I guess I didn't answer one person, I answered a bunch. And we are finally at the last question, so here we go. Oh, this is a good one. It is, what's some advice that I would give to a future makeup collector? Slow your roll. I think that we all start with a desire to rush, to have the final state of having the collection of our dreams. And the reality is that we're never done. We're always seeing what it is that we could improve, and the default to improve is just to increase. And I think that that was a mistake that I made, that to curate your makeup collection well is to have a collection and maintain a collection that you actively use, where you don't feel guilty or ashamed for what you're not using, and that when you look at it, you feel that it is a reflection of what you truly enjoy and use, that it is a reflection of your style, and that it still gives you room to stretch your boundaries a little bit when it comes to, or your comfort zone, I should say, when it comes to how you apply your makeup, when you wear makeup, how you wear makeup, your thoughts on makeup, and that gives you room to evolve as a makeup wearer, because our tastes change. And I think that that's part of the benefit of bringing new items now and again in a trickle into the collection, because you get to discover new ways of putting on your makeup, or additional ways of putting on your makeup, and also additional styles that you may end up moving toward more than styles that you thought you would always love. I think that the proper collection is one that is not overwhelming, but that evolves with you. And I think that in order to do that, you want choice and variety, but choice and variety can paralyze us when it becomes overwhelming, and then we just focus on a small cluster of products because thinking about the entire collection is just too much. And I think that that is the most unfortunate state, and anyone who can avoid that state is smarter than where I was headed. So that's what I would offer as my final thoughts on question 14, and as my final thoughts for this tag. So again, I want to say thank you to Georgia Harris for coming up with this tag. I hope you found my answers useful, and if not useful, at least somewhat entertaining. And I thank you for your time. But before I sign off, if you have a makeup collection and you want to do this video, I tag you to do it next. That's it. I will see you in the next video. But for now, take care.